seeing widespread visibility between about 2 to 3 miles. Alpine right now, less than 2 miles. So we'll actually get a little bit of a break, and then as we head into tonight, we'll see periods of rain again. They could be heavy at times, but it's not going to be that steady rainfall that we've been dealing with. When I come back a little bit later, I'm going to put our 10 News Futurecast into play and show you not only this rain, but more rain next week.
All right, Megan, thank you so much. And let's go up to the North County right now. It has seen some of the highest rain totals so far. ABC 10 News reporter Moses Small is in Encinitas, and he has been there. Moses, we see a bit of flooding behind you. Many businesses in that area still recovering from the last storm.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the Locadia neighborhood in Encinitas, and you can just see how it's all playing out behind me. The park behind me looks much more like a lake. You can probably hear the pump that's been on all morning taking the water down. And the good news is that right now we can see the road, because up until about a half hour ago, we could not. And then the people working in businesses next door couldn't leave the parking lot. So the area's picked up about 1.25 inches of rain so far, but people in the area say they've been dealing with repeated flooding for years. Encinitas city officials, including the mayor, say the stormwater system is aging and inadequate, and the long-term changes needed to withstand these heavy storms may take not only a decade of time, but also tens of millions of dollars, even after a $4 million grant given to the city. And again, people around here tell ABC 10 News they are worried about the drainage issues, and the entire county has a flood watch until tomorrow morning. So with more rainfall on the way, it looks like hard-hit neighborhoods like Locadia are continuing a second cleanup effort just over a week after they saw flooding the first time around. Reporting in Encinitas, Moses Small, ABC 10 News.
Yeah, Moses, we are seeing pockets of flooding throughout the county, and in anticipation of that, there are some people who have chosen to evacuate as a precaution. ABC 10 News reporter Marie Coronel is live from Balboa Park. She is at one of the evacuation sites. Marie.
Yeah, Mel, we are inside of the municipal gym here at Balboa Park. This is one of the sites that the American Red Cross is hosting as well as organizing. I can say we've been here for much of the morning, and we have seen more people checking in. There are more cots that are filled. I'm told this facility can house up to 600 individuals. And joining me now is Dana Simmons with the American Red Cross Southern California. Dana, first of all, let's talk about what people need to know if they need a place to stay.
If people need a place to stay, everyone is welcome at a Red Cross shelter. We have a lot of services that we're offering here. First, just a dry and warm place to stay. We also have food, water, coffee, anything that anybody needs. We also have health services. So some people have been evacuated since last Monday, and they've lost everything. So if they need help replacing prescription medications or medical devices, we're able to help with that. We also have caseworkers that really are going to help people on their road to recovery, because the road to recovery can be a complicated process.
As far as the check-in, will the residents need to show any documentation or IDs?
No, all we ask when people check in is for their name, so we can greet them and we can talk to them, and also for their address that they were living at before the disaster.
So also, there are many residents who have pets, as pets are members of our family. You also have a pet emergency shelter. What do people need to know if they have pets?
Yeah, if people have pets, they're welcome to bring them to the shelter. And they're actually being co-housed at the Balboa location, which is really important because a lot of people, pets are part of the family. So it's important that they can, come visit their pets and see them while they're here.
And as you're talking to these residents, what are they telling you? How are they feeling, and what is the biggest concern?
A lot of people are just grateful to have a place to go right now. It's wet out today. There's obviously rain in the forecast, and so a lot of people are just happy that they have people taking care of them. They have a roof over their head. They have their next meal figured out, and they're really just grateful.
And for the public, if you're interested in helping out, how do you go about doing so?
Yeah, there's really two ways people can help. First is signing up to volunteer. As we see an increase in extreme weather, we always need more volunteers. They make up the majority of our workforce. So if you get trained now, you can be prepared to help with the next disaster, and people can go to redcross.org/volunteer to find out volunteer positions. You can also make a financial donation by going to redcross.org, calling 1-800-RED-CROSS, or texting Red Cross to 90999 to make a $10 donation.
All right, thank you so much. We are live from Balboa Park. Marie Coronel, ABC 10 News.
All right, thank you, Marie. We're taking a live look right now on the 78, checking in with road conditions. This is photojournalist Ginny Creighton in our breaking news tracker, actually just passing Cannon Road, so it looks like this is the 5 heading north through Carlsbad. You can see the roads are still wet, nothing like what we saw earlier this afternoon when they were slick with water, standing water on a lot of our major freeways. We saw a lot of spinouts this morning, a lot of different cars and problems that were happening on our roads. Things seem to be calming down a little bit right now. In fact, I was just looking at Highway Patrol's CAD report where they list out all the active incidents. They didn't have any on the roads in the North County that seemed too intense right now. But this just kind of gives you a look. Even though the rain is not falling actively in this area, the roads are still wet. So practice all those safe driving tips that you always hear. Leave extra space between you and the car before it. If your wipers are on, your lights should be on. Drive a little slower. Give yourself some extra time today. Don't take any unnecessary risks as you hit the road. Meanwhile, as we follow this storm, we want to bring you some real-time updates on some other things that are happening across San Diego right now. And I want to start at the airport and show you how this is impacting, today's storm is impacting flights. There are dozens of flights delayed, both in and out of San Diego County, as we see fired up on our 10 News Live Center. Those are the arriving flights. These are the departing flights. We're waiting to hear from the airport on final numbers. But if you're heading to the airport today, whether you're picking somebody up, dropping somebody off, or flying yourself as well, a few flights were even canceled. Be sure to give a call or check ahead and make sure your flight is still on as scheduled. Meanwhile, this is a live look at Quarry Road right now, and we've been watching this all morning long. This is one of those areas that always floods anytime we get a major rainstorm, and we've seen this water level rise. We see that car in the background there on the screen pulling up to the road closed sign and probably pulling away right now. Don't drive beyond a road closed sign. Standing water can wash a car away with just 6 inches of force. And then, as we saw from Marie Cornell earlier, the shelter that is set up at Balboa Park, well, the County of San Diego has also set up their inclement weather program for people experiencing homelessness. Check-in begins this evening at one of several new shelters that are opening up tonight for anybody that needs a place to go. The Joan Kroc Center, the Paul Mirabile Center, the Living Water Church of the Nazarene, San Diego Rescue Mission. They do this inclement shelter program anytime the weather gets too bad for people to safely be living on the streets, so there is more room for people that need a place to go tonight. Don't forget, as always, our ABC 10 News Weather Watchers page. You can see all real-time pictures from any of our weather watchers around the county. You can join our Weather Watchers page as well and submit your own photos and videos that we could use here on ABC 10 News. So that's a look at what's happening in real time right now. But we'll be back with more coverage from around the county after this short break.
It is 2:13 in the afternoon. You are taking a live look here at our breaking news tracker, and it looks like these roadways not as wet as what we have seen before. Again, this is on the 5, but it really depends on where you are in the county. We're definitely seeing those gray skies right now. Some areas in the county raining harder than others. The one thing you still want to watch out for, the crashes on the roads. We're seeing a few spinouts, including one on the 8 West right at Waring. Also some flooding here. This is up in the North County, far North County, Green Canyon Road by Sycamore Drive. So something to keep aware of if you do have to drive this afternoon. And let's go ahead right now, get a check of the storm track with meteorologist Megan Parry. Megan.
Well, we are watching the rain steady earlier, and now it is starting to improve for much of the county, but our camera is still shaking a bit here in our downtown camera looking towards the airport. Of course, we were in an aviation weather warning for strong winds up until 2 o'clock this afternoon. That has come to an end. The cold front is pushing through the county right now. Once it passes your area, like in the North County where it's already passed, we're going to see showers taper off very, very quickly. So widespread rain has been steady for hours. That's why we've been dealing with so much of the ponding on the roadways and areas of flooding that typically flood, because we've just seen a lot of rain coming down for several hours. But you can see up in the North Counties, get our 5 radar sweeps going, it's improving quite a bit. So if you're in Oceanside, Camp Hamilton, Poway, Ramona, the cold front has passed through. Even areas of Tirisana down through downtown, the cold front has passed. Any rain from here on out is going to be more on and off in nature, not that steady rain that we've been seeing. Where the yellow is, which is pushing off into the foothill areas, the rainfall rates are a little bit higher, anywhere from about 20 hundredths of an inch up to about 3/10 of an inch or so. So the rainfall totals are also, the rainfall rates are also improving. Up in the North County, we are seeing some showers in Camp Pendleton and Oceanside, but again, it's a lot lighter than what we were dealing with pretty much all day today. Just a reminder, we're in that flood watch until 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, so a lot longer to go on this one. And then the San Diego River, it's going to take a while for those waters to recede. So we are in that flood warning until 6 a.m. tomorrow. And this flood advisory for central and southern San Diego goes until 3:30 this afternoon, rather, just because we've seen so much rain. It's kind of dealing with all that ponding. How much rain have we seen? Well, Palomar Mountain, you're one of the big winners. Nearly 3 inches of rain there. Fallbrook almost 1.5 inches. Escondido over 1.25 inches, right at 1.25 inches in Carlsbad. The higher totals have certainly been in the North County, but even La Mesa and the airport have picked up about 1/2 inch to almost 1 inch of rainfall. Mount Woodson and Poway gusting up to 41 miles per hour. Imperial Beach, 40-mile-per-hour gusts, almost as strong in Coronado. Del Mar, Carlsbad, downtown, several areas saw those gusts exceed 30 miles per hour today. Still pretty breezy, especially in the southern portions of the county. La Jolla, downtown, Imperial Beach, still seeing those winds over 20, but quite a bit calmer than those 30 and 40-mile-per-hour winds we have been seeing. So once those winds, or once that cold front passes, the winds calm, which is exactly what we're seeing up into the North County. It was a lot colder today. Temperatures are sitting in the 50s for much of us. Mount Laguna, Palomar, we're still just dealing with rain, but as we head into night, we're going to see those snow levels dropping. We're up to almost 20 degrees colder than 24 hours ago. All right, so our 10 News Futurecast doing a really nice job showing where the rain is right now. And as we transition into the evening commute, the roads are still going to be wet. We're going to see periods of rain. There's still a slight chance for thunderstorms. That goes tonight into tomorrow morning. Tonight, Thursday night, we're still seeing the periods of rain. Could be heavy at times into Friday morning, even a slight chance for thunderstorms. By tomorrow afternoon, things improve pretty drastically, and then we dry out on Saturday. As far as the snow levels go, still looking like they're going to drop to around 4,500 feet, 1 to 3 inches expected for Mount Laguna, Palomar, and Lookout Mountain. Julian, it's still possible you could get a dusting. And we'll be right back after the break.
Welcome back to ABC 10 News, a special edition at 2 in the afternoon. We're tracking the storm and its aftermath now across San Diego County. In some areas, more than 2 inches fell. That was up in Palomar. Most of the county saw anywhere from a half to an inch and a half of rain. It soaked our roads. This is a live look at the 5 South from our 10 News breaking news tracker. You can still see some wet roads as the news tracker passes Via de la Valle. So this is in the Del Mar area heading back towards San Diego. Megan was just telling us about how that low pressure cold front has moved in and brought some drier weather with it. Lower temperatures though as well. A reminder, even though the roads are drying off, the rain may not be falling where you are. Things are still pretty wet and slick out there. So you want to remember to drive safely today, no matter where you're going. All right, we're going to go to break right now. We'll come back, check in with some of our reporters who are fanned out all across San Diego County and keep you informed of what's going on today through this storm. I couldn't tell if you were telling me to toss to Ryan or toss to break.
Same thing. Follow me over here. I'm going to zoom into the bridge. Okay.
We want to check in now with ABC 10 News reporter Madison Weil. She's along the canal in Logan Heights. That was one of the hardest hit neighborhoods last week. Now, Madison, overall, from what we've seen, it looks like things are a lot calmer throughout the county, of course, compared to last week. How is it out there right now?
Yeah, you know, the rain has been coming down. We have this temporary break right now. We've been watching the canal fill up over the last hour, but as you said, Logan Heights, this was a neighborhood that was hit so hard last week. The homes right across the street were under about 5 feet of water. All of this debris is left behind from last week's storm. We want to give you a look at the canal right now because we've been out here for a couple hours watching this slowly rising, and thankfully water has been moving freely through this canal and under that bridge down there. We just want to show you, this was the main problem last Monday, why these homes experienced such extreme flooding. Residents tell me that that bridge there had all kinds of debris clogging the flow of water, from mattresses to shopping carts to towels, trees, I mean, just everything that you can imagine in this canal clogging that bridge. So today, residents tell me they're extremely grateful. City crews have been out here through this last week, digging and trying to clear some of that so this canal can do what it's supposed to be doing, having this water freely flowing down into the bay. So residents here obviously exhausted from what they've gone through this last week. Some of them are no longer here. They've evacuated. Their homes are no longer inhabitable. But like I said, as of now, we're just grateful to see that this water is flowing. Of course, residents wondering why it took Monday's catastrophic event for the city to do something about this canal. But we're going to be monitoring this as well as several other areas throughout the day. But for now, live in Logan Heights, Madison Weil, ABC 10 News.
All right, thank you very much, Madison. We want to take a live look right now at one of our cameras. Is this Mount Soledad, it looks like?
Can't tell.
You can't really tell where this is. This might be right outside of our backyard for all we know. Areas that have low-lying clouds are very foggy still as this storm moves across San Diego County. Mostly looking like it is in the eastern part of the county right now. North County seems to be clearing. It is 2:25, and we are staying on to give you special coverage of this storm as it moves through San Diego County and the aftermath it is leaving behind. We'll be back in just a few moments.
Yep, gotcha, loud and clear.
Hello and thank you for joining us again on this special edition of ABC 10 News. I'm Jared Aarons.
I'm Melissa Masiha. We're getting into our 2:30 half hour, and we have seen the rain come and go here. Still expecting some periods of heavy rain through tomorrow.
We've got you covered on this storm. Team coverage with crews checking on flood-prone areas, rain that is still falling, wind that really caused some problems earlier this morning. We want to start, though, with meteorologist Megan Parry, who has been tracking this storm all afternoon, showing us where it is and what's coming next. Hi, Megan.
Hey, Jared and Mel, and I have to give you guys a shout out. You guys have been here since 3:30 this morning. So, yeah, it is not easy to be here for almost 12 hours now. All right, I want to start with our Laguna Mountain Lodge camera because it is still just rain here. We have not seen those snow levels drop just yet to our higher mountain elevations. What we are seeing very low is, as Jared just mentioned, some very low clouds. Now, these are mostly mountain views, but you can see it is very cloudy out there. Overcast, in fact. And I want to focus on the cold front. So this is the atmospheric river. So that's what we were dealing with all day long. It was the steady rain that we saw for hours that has caused so many problems across the county, and the flooding mostly in the typical flood-prone areas. So there's the cold front. It's pushing through right now. I want to zoom in so I can pinpoint exactly what neighborhoods it has passed. Camp Pendleton, Oceanside, Escondido, Miramar, Mira Mesa, Poway, Terrasana, Mission Valley, downtown. And this actually, I drew this 2 seconds ago. It's actually already moved a little bit more. So the cold front more accurately would be right there. So Chula Vista, the cold front has passed. Anything from here on out is going to be more showery in nature, more on and off, not that steady widespread rain that we've been seeing all morning. Rainfall rates also have improved drastically. They're much lighter across so much of the county. We are seeing some rain right along the 76, parts of the 78 as well, the 5, but it's a lot lighter. However, the roads are wet. We know whenever the roads are wet, we're dealing with crashes. So as the evening commute is picking up, even though the rain is tapering off, you want to leave time for travel. Flood watch again continues until 10 a.m. tomorrow. The flood warning for the San Diego River, just because it's going to take a while for that water to recede, is in effect until 6 a.m. tomorrow. So we've also been talking about the winds. We saw widespread gusts, 20 to 35 miles per hour, which is exactly what we expected. The winds are starting to taper off a bit, but still gusty in areas like La Jolla and Imperial Beach, 20 to 26 miles per hour. As I was mentioning earlier, Imperial Beach gusted up to 40 miles per hour today. So we are still dealing with some areas of fog. Ramona, Julian, El Cajon, Santee. Visibility is all less than 3 miles. Once this rain really starts to push out of here, the visibility should really start to improve as well. So we kind of are going to get a break as we head into the evening, but we will continue to see isolated showers, could be heavy at times, even a possible thunderstorm as we head into tonight. And the chilly temperatures are certainly here. When I come back a little bit later, I'm going to time out not only tomorrow's rain, but next week's. Guys?
And we want to go now to the South Bay, and that's where we have ABC 10 News reporter Ryan Hill, who is monitoring what is happening there right now. Ryan.
Hey, Melissa, good afternoon. We're here on Monument Road just past Hollister Street, and you can just take a look behind me. You can see this rushing river of just mud, water, trash, wastewater, stormwater, you name it. This is all flowing due to the rainwater from Mexico. That's what I'm being told by the International Boundary and Water Commission here in the South Bay. Now, this is all happening because flooding is flowing from an area called the Smuggler's Gulch Canyon Collector. It crosses over Monument Road, where we are right now, and then flows into the Tijuana River estuary. Now, this all happens because there are sediment deposits, trash, which all creates a dam that is flowing towards that river estuary that floods up this area. Now, the pump station here on Hollister Street is shut down routinely out of an abundance of caution during these rain events. And that's routine to make sure that this rain flow that's with sediment, trash, and everything that is flowing down from this rainwater from Mexico does not enter the plant, mess with its chemistry, and also cause excess damage to the plant. We have seen a couple of cars come down this area, then turn around to not cross this area. Clearly, this is impassable. We've seen everything from tires, basketballs, used laundry detergent containers flow down here and head down this river of wastewater here in the area. Again, if you are coming down here on Monument Road near the border, we have seen several farms, a couple of houses here in this area. Do not head over this area. Do not cross this. The time-old adage, turn around, don't drown. We'll continue to keep you posted of everything happening here in the South Bay and near the San Ysidro area, whether it's on air and online when it comes to the weather conditions. For now, reporting here in San Ysidro, Ryan Hill, ABC 10 News. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Ryan. Good illustration of how even though the rain has stopped, it seems there is still danger from all of that water you see behind Ryan flowing across the road. Now, that's the South Bay. North County saw some of the heaviest rainfall this morning. At one point, there was a flash flood warning in effect for areas in the northwestern part of San Diego County near the coast. ABC 10 News reporter Moses Small is in Leucadia right now, an area that got flooded so badly, Moses, that you're actually kind of stuck where you are right now because while your car isn't flooded in water, all the entrances to the parking lot that you're in with your photojournalist Shirley Brooks, you guys can't get out. So you're just hanging there watching the water recede.
Yeah, Jared, I feel like in the area today we've seen a little bit of everything. I'll step out of the way so you can get a better view at it. This is what the park looks like across the street. Now, thankfully, we can see the road now. So just over the past hour or so, the city has had a pump working all day that's helped get the water down to the point where we can finally drive away. But that certainly was not the case just a couple hours ago. And into the park where you see it looks a little like a swimming pool. Earlier, it looked much more like a lake. And again, I spoke with a business owner who told me that his employees couldn't leave either until that water went down. And this is all from more than an inch of rainfall, about 1.25 inches according to the National Weather Service. And people in the area say they've been dealing with repeated flooding for years. Encinitas city officials say the stormwater system is aging and inadequate. I spoke with the mayor a little earlier. He told me that the long-term changes needed to withstand big storms like this could take up to a decade and tens of millions of dollars to complete. So very profound changes needed here, according to city officials. And people in the area tell us they've been consistently worried about the drainage issues. Now, again, the entire county is a flood watch in effect until tomorrow morning. So with more rainfall potentially on the way, these hard-hit neighborhoods, just like Leucadia that you can see behind me, are on cleanup effort number 2 in just as many weeks. Reporting in Encinitas, Moses Small, ABC 10 News.
All right, thank you very much, Moses. Now, as Moses mentioned, a lot of areas are facing their second round of flooding, and that was the situation that led to evacuation warnings in some of those low-lying areas in San Diego that were devastated by floodwaters from last week. A lot of people in those areas decided to evacuate before this next round of rain hit. Just as a precaution, ABC 10 News reporter Marie Cornell is live at Balboa Park, where the city had set up a large evacuation center. Marie, what are you seeing inside there right now?
Yeah, Jared, so we are inside of the municipal gym. This is one of the sites run by the American Red Cross. And within the last 30 minutes or so, we've actually seen more people coming in to check in. So let me just kind of walk you around. This is their canteen area. This is where these residents can get a warm meal, a warm place to stay. They can also charge their cell phones. There's restrooms as well as showers. What's also unique about this evacuation site is they have a pet emergency shelter. And joining me now is actually Jackie Noble with the San Diego Humane Society. Jackie, what do people need to know if they need a place to stay and they have pets?
So we are partnered here with the Red Cross, and if you have had to evacuate and you need a safe place to go with your pet, you can bring your pet here if you're staying at this site. If you are not staying here and you need some sort of boarding service for your pet, we can also offer that at the shelter on site with us while you're staying, say, in a hotel or another space like that. So yeah, we have some basic services here. We have some pet pantry items like dog food and cat food to give out. And then we also have some animals housed in here.
And how are the pets that are here doing?
As you can hear, it's really quiet in here. We have 9 dogs and 9 birds currently in here. And their owners are coming in, taking them on potty breaks, they're feeding them, and just making sure they're comfortable. We're providing the housing, the supplies, and just everything everyone needs in this really difficult time.
And talking to the residents, they are so grateful to have a place where they can have their pets with them.
Yeah, having your pet with you in a time of crisis is really, really important. A lot of people are really having a hard time right now and couldn't face being apart from their pets. So I think it's really important that they have them close by.
And lastly, if someone wants to help or donate, what do they need to know?
You can go to sdhumane.org. We can receive donations. We can receive things like blankets and towels. You can bring them down to any of our sites across San Diego. Monetary donations also help. We also have wish lists and things like that. So we're really grateful for the support of the community at this time.
All right. Well, thank you so much for all that you do. We are live from Balboa Park. Marie Cornell, ABC 10 News.
Thank you so much. And at 2:38 in the afternoon, we want to take a live look here at the San Diego International Airport. I am monitoring the flights. It looks like at this point there are about 5 cancellations for flights heading out of San Diego and nearly 20 delays. Unclear if all of those are related to weather, but if you are planning to head out or if you're waiting for someone to come into San Diego, just keep in mind to double check your flights just to make sure things are on time. We will be right back. Welcome back. And as the rain comes and goes and comes back again, we do want to bring you real-time updates on what's going on here throughout the county. First, we want to start with some power outages. You see the red dots there on the SDG&E map. That is where the outages are. Most of them are fairly small, but if we zoom on into the one here in the South Bay, more than 1,600 customers are still without power at last check. Again, this is the SDG&E outage map, so it's unclear what exactly caused this and when that power will be restored. We are still watching a lot of road closures. This is a new one in Encinitas, so you want to avoid these areas until the rain recedes. Vulcan Avenue and Union Street, the intersection there, also around Orpheus Avenue at Puebla Street. You want to avoid those areas because of the flooding. We saw where Moses is. He is up in Encinitas, and even though it's not actively raining very hard there, we did see some of the flooding behind him. Road closures in San Diego. This one here has continuously been updated, and it looks like it has extended. It's gotten even longer. Some of the newer streets here, Saturn Boulevard at Sunset Avenue, also 47th Street from Casana Street to Nogales Street. This is on the SDG&E website. We're also linking that on our resource center on 10news.com. And before we shut down the live center here for the 2 o'clock hour, we want to give you one last look at one of the flooded roads there. This is up in the North County Country Club Road. It's one of those areas that typically floods. And I know we keep saying this over and over, folks, but if you see signs like this, just don't even chance it. Try to find an alternate route, or if you have the luxury, stay home and just enjoy watching us here on 10 News and watching Megan Parry, who is keeping an eye on the storm, where the rain is going and where it's headed next.
I mean, I've been enjoying watching you guys. I'm enjoying even more so being here with you. It's like our old morning team back together. All right, I want to show you the widespread rain that is moving out of the county. So that is the takeaway for right now, is that the worst of the steady rainfall is now pushing off into the mountain areas and the deserts. The worst of it for where most of us live is coming to an end. You can see the gray skies over Del Mar right now. So there's the cold front. This is basically the atmospheric river that passed through that has been just dumping rain for hours. I've updated our pinpoint Doppler live so you can see exactly where this line is. Things are going to be more sporadic as we head through the rest of tonight and even to the day tomorrow. We're done with that widespread steady rain that we've been dealing with for hours. That is not coming back until next week's storm. So as far as the snow, we're still looking at rain right now in Mount Laguna, Palomar Mountain. However, the snow levels are going to be dropping as we head through the rest of tonight. As that cold front passes through the mountain areas, that's when those snow levels are going to be dropping, potentially as low as the Julian area by tomorrow morning. But Mount Laguna, Palomar Mountain, we're looking at about 1 to 3 inches of snowfall. Most of that, again, tonight into tomorrow morning. So I want to put our 10 News Futurecast in play, doing a fantastic job showing where the rain is right now, where that cold front is. And as I put it into play, as we head into the evening commute, we'll see a few isolated showers. They could be heavy, but it's not going to be like anything we've been dealing with. But with the roads already slick, you want to drive careful and go slower than you need to. By 11 o'clock tonight, still isolated showers, and some of them could be heavy. That continues through tomorrow morning. This is at 8 a.m. So your morning commute tomorrow, while it won't be likely as bad as it was this morning, we're still going to have wet roads. We're going to still have occasional rain. And as we know, when it rains, we see a lot of crashes. So set your alarm clock a little bit earlier so you can drive slowly tomorrow morning. Then as we transition into the afternoon, rain becomes fewer and far between. We don't really dry out completely until Saturday. However, we've been talking about this next storm system, and the big takeaway I want you to grasp from this next storm system is I expect a lot of rain, but the timing is so uncertain. Our latest forecast models, some of them bring this in as early as Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening. This is at 6 o'clock, but it's so slow moving. So where it sets up, it is going to dump rain for hours. It could set up farther to the north of us. If it sets up over us in San Diego, we could be dealing with an even greater threat for flooding with this next storm system, potentially as early as Sunday. I do feel more confident Monday and Tuesday are going to be bigger impact days. So here's that moisture source coming in. This is another atmospheric river. Some of them bring showers as early as Saturday night. Some of them hold it off until Monday, those weather models that we look at to forecast these storms. So here comes Sunday. We'll see that chance for showers by Sunday evening. This model keeps the heavier rain farther to the north and really doesn't reach us until Monday and or Tuesday. And some of those models are actually keeping the showers through Wednesday and another system potentially by the end of next week. So we are not out of the woods just yet. I expect to see an even bigger storm, more rain early next week. By the end of next week, this is Friday, we could be dealing with another system coming on through. But the next one, or this one I should say, the worst of it has come to an end. So we are on the tail end of this one. All right, the wind has switched. So now we have that onshore wind. It's mostly going to be targeting the mountain and desert areas as we head into tonight. This is at 11 o'clock tonight. You can see those brighter colors indicating the mountains and the deserts. The strongest winds are ahead for you. For the coast and the valleys, the strongest winds are behind us. Now for tomorrow, it's still going to be breezy, onshore winds, those westerly winds, but again, not as windy as today for the coast and the valleys, but we could see a few gusts anywhere from 15 to 25 miles per hour. The mountains and the deserts, it is going to be windier than it was today. We're looking at those gusts anywhere from about 25 to up to 45 miles per hour. So there's our next 7 days. We're not done just yet. We have a chance for rain every single day into next week. As we head into tomorrow, the best chance for rain will be in the morning, and we'll see some sunshine peeking through as we head into the afternoon, but it is certainly going to be chilly. We are looking at highs in the 50s for the coast and for our inland neighborhoods. Jared?
All those storms, like drinking from a fire hose.
It's too much.
All right, thank you, Megan. Let's go back out to Madison Weil right now, who is in the Logan Heights area, right next to Choyas Creek, keeping a track of the water level, how it is, or for better terms right now, isn't rising. Madison, what do things look like out there this afternoon?
Yeah, Jared, thankfully, like I said, the rain has slowed down a little bit. We are seeing the canal starting to move a little bit slower. Last week, it was a very different story. This canal actually rose up, overflowed, flooding a lot of the homes over here, and we're still seeing a lot of the remnants from that flood. A lot of these items, I said this in a report earlier, we're seeing items, family photos, toys, markers, a bottle of conditioner, stuff that you have to wonder whose home may those items have been in last Monday before we saw this historic flood. And also, we've been speaking with residents in this neighborhood. I want to show you something else. They're texting me, asking me, what does this canal look like? Because they've evacuated their homes. They're completely damaged. So last week, this is the water line. This is how high the canal came. If I had been standing here, I would have been completely underwater. So we'll give you a look at the difference this week, the canal moving slower, and that's because of the work that the city did this week to sort of unclog a bridge downstream. Residents say they did see city crews out here removing some of this intense debris, the mud, the rocks, all of that. So thankfully, this canal is able to do what it's supposed to do. It's flowing through to the San Diego Bay. But again, residents here say this work, this progress has come just a little bit too late. We're continuing to follow up with the city, asking those questions to figure out what their plan is moving forward. We're going to be on the story all day. We'll check back in a little bit. But for now, live in Logan Heights, Madison Weil, ABC 10 News.
All right, Madison, she really gave us some good perspective.
Where the water line was
Exactly.
last week compared to where it is now. That was fantastic.
This is a live look here at the 5 Jenny Creighton, our 10 News breaking news tracker. So like Megan said, we are getting some breaks in the rain, but this is not over. Be prepared for several more days potentially of the rain.
And that brings to mind, anytime we get extended storms like this, we have to start thinking about potholes. We have to start thinking about sinkholes. Remember, we saw what happened to the 78 last year when it had that large sinkhole from an extended rainstorm. All things, and really the takeaway from what Megan was talking about is we don't have that long to dry out between now and the next storm, unlike the last one where we had more than a week to dry out, clean up, get ready for the next one. We're going to be getting hit one after another after another. So we will stay on top of all of this as you look at the 5 South right now, just south of the Old Town area, heading into Little Italy and downtown. Roads are still a little slick. We're still seeing some reports of spinouts, crashes, cars going off the side of the road. So a reminder to drive carefully throughout this next set of storms.
We will be right back in just a few minutes. Okay.
Oh, hey, look at that. Which part of Mission Gorge Road is this? Thank you.
You have the bump, and I'll do the video.
Okay.
And then it's Megan.
1 minute.
Welcome back to this special edition of ABC 10 News. We are in special extra coverage of the storm that has been rolling through San Diego County all morning long. This is a live look from Mount Soledad. You can kind of see Mission Bay there under the clouds and the fog. Downtown, way off in the distance. This is what it looks like out there, folks. You don't have to leave your home to see it. We're bringing the live pictures to you to keep you safe. Cloudy, foggy, still damp all across San Diego, and a chance for more showers throughout the afternoon and the evening.
Yeah, we're bringing you the live pictures and also some video from earlier, including this. This is a look at Mission Gorge Road, where you see a lot of the water there was rushing through the wash. Now we're bringing you all of these videos from our crews throughout the county. We are seeing a lot of water, but the good thing is that it appears the preparation for the storm is really working. A couple of different things from last week is that the rain, yes, we are getting a lot of it, but it's not coming down as quickly.
Not as much, and not in the same small amount of time. And we heard from the city all week long about the tons of debris that they cleared from storm channels like this one, about the sandbags that they gave out. All of that extra preparation that they did seems to have paid off, because we're not seeing the type of devastating flooding today that we saw last week.
Which is a great thing, because nobody wants to deal with what we dealt with last week. But again, there's more rain on the way, and with all of the answers, with what we can expect, here is meteorologist Megan Parry. You have the answers, right, Megan?
Oh man, I wish I had like a crystal ball and I could say this is exactly when the rain is going to be coming back.
You don't?
And I know that's what I do over there. I just like look at my little crystal ball. But yeah, we have a lot of uncertainty for the timing for the next round of rain. I feel confident that we're going to see a lot of rain, because this is going to be a very slow moving storm. This storm today is actually fairly quick moving. In fact, the cold front has almost made its way all the way through the county. This is the atmospheric river. So all of that rain that we felt earlier today and even early this afternoon, that was the cold front. It actually timed out exactly how we expected it, building this morning and then starting to taper off after about 1, 2 o'clock. And that's what we're seeing right now. The cold front has passed almost through the entire county. The mountain and the desert areas will still see periods of heavy rain, especially near the Ocotillo area. Mount Laguna still getting dumped on, but rain, maybe not dumped on, just rain, mostly lighter showers falling through as we head into this evening. However, tonight I expect another push of energy, and some of those showers are going to be quite heavy. And there's even a possibility of some thunderstorms. So areas of the southern portions of the county dealing with that rain just south of Hamul. The North County, I wanted to zoom in on this rain that is traveling right along the 76, parts of the 15 from about almost Bonsall, Fallbrook area, all the way up towards Rainbow, Temecula. So still dealing with some rain there. So just go slowly on the roadways. I mean, that's our big takeaway, not only today, but even into tomorrow morning. So it looks like that flood warning may have just expired or ended early for the San Diego River. I'll have to check that, but you can see it's obviously popped off of our maps. We're still in that flood watch though for the entire county. The flood advisory a little bit longer to go on this. Oh, looks okay. I gotta go check this out. So there's the flood. What was the flood warning? It looks like it's been changed to something else. It's definitely a different color, so I'm gonna have to look for that. Flood advisory for the much of the county, though, southern portions of the county, though things are improving. Don't expect to see more flooding. It's just kind of dealing with the residual there. All right, another look at some of those rainfall totals. I just updated this. We're almost at 3 inches at Palomar Mountain, and it looks like, I'm just looking at my notifications here. So it looks like the San Diego River is now under a flood advisory and no longer a flood warning. That's why I was highlighted in the same color, because it was the same color as the flood advisory. So that makes sense. So it has been downgraded from a flood warning to a flood advisory, and that will be in effect until early tomorrow afternoon. All right, Fallbrook, Escondido, Carlsbad all have seen over an inch of rainfall. Downtown has picked up over half an inch of rain. Winds, the strongest winds are behind us, but they were certainly impressive. Over 40 miles per hour at Mount Woodson, Imperial Beach, up to 40 miles per hour. Those winds are still pretty gusty. In fact, they'll remain breezy through tomorrow. That chance for rain is going to be building once more as we head into tonight, but again, it won't be as widespread as it was as we headed into this morning. And remember, you can stay on top of the current weather conditions on 10news.com and the free 10 News mobile app. Mel?
All right, Megan, thank you so much. And of course, we will continue to bring you more coverage throughout the day on ABC 10 News.
Our next coverage begins at 4 p.m. Stay with us for that. And Mel and I will see you back here bright and early tomorrow morning.
Stay safe and have a great day. Stay indoors if you can.